Yeah, it's a better view. Woof! Jeez. Oh my god, please stay. Can't get over it. It's so weird. It's not bad. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Remy and I share lots of vegan content and tips to help you live well. Today we're gonna do a recipe kind of video. Today we're gonna be trying to make, keyword is trying, to make bubble tea pancakes, and we're gonna make them vegan and also gluten-free. When I was younger, I used to live in Taiwan and there was a cafe that served these bubble tea pancakes, which are basically tea-flavored pancakes stacked with bubbles and like a milk cream topping and extra bubbles on top. But anyway, this dish in Taiwan, I'd always wanted to try it when I was young and I just never got around to trying it. And then I went vegan, so every time I visited, I wasn't able to eat them again. And I always regretted it, so I thought I would try and recreate them at home myself and make them vegan but also gluten-free so that I can eat them. And that's kind of what we're doing today. So we're really gonna wing it. I'm hoping this all goes well, but we'll see at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get into the kitchen. Okay, so we're in the kitchen. I just wrapped up a little bit of research because I wanted to figure out how they flavored the pancake and how to make them similar to the pancakes that were at the real cafe. I couldn't find an actual website for the restaurant, but what I did find were a couple of descriptions on like Instagram and like sort of Yelp. So it seems like the pancake is flavored with tea, and then the cream is like a milky flavored sweet cream of some kind, and then the little bubbles are just regular tapioca pearls layered in between the pancakes and also like a big glob on top. I think my plan of attack is vegan gluten-free pancakes and then a vanilla cashew cream, and then I'm gonna infuse that with a little tea flavor as well. So both of those recipes are actually just like very basic recipes that I have on my blog already, but I think I'm just gonna throw in like the tea flavors and hope that it works out. Yeah, so it seems like it's gonna be easy so far. I'm a little suspicious because it can't be that easy, right? But let's see how it goes. My fingers are crossed. Okay, so to start, I have some homemade almond milk. I actually just made this yesterday in preparation for today's video. And then I'm gonna use some buckwheat flour as my pancake flour. I also went to the store today and picked up some classic organic black tea. And then of course we need our bubbles. So I just have some tapioca pearls here, uncooked ones, whoops. I also have this backup pancake mix from a box in case anything fails. So let's get started. I feel like I'm stalling because I'm just scared to start. So for the pancakes, I need about a cup of almond milk. So what I think I'm gonna do is start by infusing the milk with some tea, basically just boiling on the stove and then adding the tea bag, letting it steep while I prep the rest so that it really gets that intense tea flavor. I've never done this before, so we're just gonna try and hope it works. I think I might use 2 just because I want a really intense flavor. I'm just worried that the pancakes won't taste like tea, so let that sit while the water boils. And I'm gonna have this on lower heat, I think, actually, because I don't really want it to boil. I just want it to kind of be heating up and allow this to steep. So while that sits, we're gonna make the pancakes. Actually, I lied. We're gonna make the bubbles first so that they can be ready for the topping. I only have this much left because I was making so many bubble tea recipes. So this better work, otherwise I don't have a backup. Water is boiling. Tapioca balls going in. Okay, while that all is boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and start prepping the dry ingredients for the pancakes. So we're gonna start with 1 cup of buckwheat flour. Oat flour also works pretty well here. Woof, jeez. Next, we're gonna prep a flax egg, which is just 1 tablespoon of flax egg, and then 2 tablespoons of water. Then you just give this a stir and set it aside and let it kind of thicken up. It becomes like a gel similar to an egg. So we're gonna put that on the side and continue with our flour mixture. I'm adding a teaspoon of baking powder. And I usually add cinnamon, but we're gonna skip it just because I feel like that's not a flavor that's usually in bubble tea. So a teaspoon of that also. And then I usually like to add 2 teaspoons or so of sweetener. So I'm just gonna add, I think, maple syrup. The flax egg should be about ready now. And I think I might have said 2 tablespoons of water, but I meant to say 3 tablespoons, so my bad. But 1 to 3 flax egg and water. You can kind of see it became a little bit more gelatinous. So we're gonna put that in too. The bubbles are looking pretty good. Usually they become kind of a darker color, like sort of translucent when they're ready. And you can always just like taste them to see if they're chewy enough. They should be cooked all the way through. I'll give this a couple more minutes, I think. and that should be good to go. Let's check on the tea. This looks pretty good too. I just gave this tea infused milk a taste, and it's really, really strong, so it should be no problem in terms of flavoring our pancake batter. But I would say you could maybe even just go with 1 tea bag. So, all right, we're gonna put in 1 cup of this. And then we're actually gonna try and create like a buttermilk. So what I like to do is add a little bit of apple cider vinegar to this milk. Oh my God, that's hot. Okay. This could probably use some chilling as well. I don't know how well it's gonna do because it's hot, but we'll just have to see what happens because I don't have all day, you know? A little bit of apple cider vinegar, and don't worry, you won't taste this. I do not like apple cider vinegar. You really don't taste this at all. It just kind of helps it become a little thicker, just like a buttermilk would. I'm just gonna test a bubble and see if it's ready. You can see the color is totally black. It's kind of like a translucent, whereas before it was like white and opaque. Let's try it and see if it's ready. Ooh, that's hot. Ah! Chewy. That's how it should be. Perfect. All right, those are done. I'm gonna take that off the heat then. And then we're just gonna strain and rinse this. I don't wanna jinx it, but so far, everything's going well. You really only need enough water to cover the bubbles. And we're just doing this so it doesn't dry out while we make the pancakes. Back to the pancakes for a sec. We're just gonna add our liquid, and that's our last ingredient. Now we're gonna mix this up and pray that this works. Yeah, it's looking a little bit browner than most pancakes, but it's just the color of the tea, so hopefully it'll be fine. Batter in the pan. Okay, the pancakes turned out pretty well. They taste quite a bit like tea, but buckwheat kind of has a stronger flavor. The last part of this is to make the cashew cream. This should be pretty easy. I make it all the time. So last night I soaked some cashews, some raw cashews. And I just added half a cup of water for now. A tiny bit of vanilla extract. I'm just gonna eyeball this because I've made this a couple times, but I'll put the recipe in the description. And then we'll just add as we go. I always like to taste things. I feel like that's the best way to cook. Just gonna give it a taste. Yeah, more sweetness. Also, a fun and zero waste hack for you is after you've made the cashew cream, there's kind of like the leftover on the sides of the blender. Just add a little bit of water and blend again and like get everything off the sides, and then it becomes cashew milk. So yeah, it's multi-purpose. I always do this whenever I make cashew cream. There you go. Time to assemble. The ugliest pancake on the bottom just because cream, cashew cream. I should have made this a little smoother. Last layer. Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it. And then it kind of like came over the edges, I think, in the photo, so I'm gonna spread this out. Yes, there we go. Okay, this is the most important part and the biggest test for whether or not these were a success. The taste test. As long as it tastes good, I'll be happy. So actually, I feel like I need to show you guys the cut shot. Let me see if I can bring this camera down. Okay, ready? Here we go. So thick, I don't even know what I'm cutting into. The pancake, the bubble, and the cashew cream. Here we go. That's weird. Whoa. I don't hate it, but that's pretty weird, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like the texture of the pancake is super weird with the bubbles, you know? It's not bad. Very interesting texture. I would not use buckwheat flour next time because I just feel like buckwheat flour is a little bit grittier and does have a little bit of a flavor on its own. And I actually realized that I remember from my research that they soak the pancakes in syrup, which I did not do, and that I'm sure gives it a little bit of extra sweetness. But overall, I think I did a pretty good job. It looks really similar. I would give myself a solid like 8 or 9. So if you like this video, I'll do more of them. Let me know, leave a comment, and rate my pancake. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that you'll know when I upload a new video, and I'll see you in another one very soon. Can't get over it, it's so weird. By the way, if anyone has had the actual bubble tea pancakes in Taiwan, let me know how they are because I'm so curious and I'm never gonna get to try them until they make a vegan version, which they probably won't.